Yo guys, welcome back to LeadFoot TV. Today I'm going to run through the differences between the 192 and the 231 RX8. Obviously, cosmetically, looking at them from the outside, they both look very similar. It's hard to tell any difference at all. So today I'm just going to run through all the differences inside and outside and under the engine bay. Obviously the 231 has an extra 40 horsepower, and there is a reason behind that, and there is quite a few differences between the two, but obviously they're all very subtle, and if you don't know, it's very difficult to tell. So hopefully this will help people that are going out to look at one, or they're not sure, or even if you're not sure what you've got. Yeah, basically if you're going to look at one, it's very difficult to get a it's very easy to get a 192 confused with a 231 if you don't know what you're looking for, especially if you're like very new to Mazda Rx8. So I'm just gonna run through everything in this video and just hopefully make it easier for you to tell the difference, because obviously some of the things that that differentiate the two can be changed. So like you can fit 231 parts to a 192 and make it look like a 231 in some aspects. Some of the other things aren't as easy to change. So I will go over everything, and hopefully that'll give you a better idea of basically if it is a genuine 231 or if it is a 192. So we'll start from the inside of the car now. So we're inside my Mazda Rx8. It's a 192 for the people that have not watched my previous videos. The reason I went for a 192 was because I had a tighter budget, because obviously I've got two other projects on the go and I just wanted a nice fun car to drive in every day. I had a budget of about 1,500 quid, and I could just get a much nicer 192 than I could a 231. Most of the 231s in my budget were pretty rough or coming towards the end of their life, and this thing was pretty much immaculate. So I just went for the 192, and just like obviously it's got a little less power, but that's my other cars. My other cars are my cars that I modify, and I just wanted something nice to drive on a daily basis. So it was much more convenient for me to go for the 192. So the main differences are, so if you sat from inside, the first giveaway is probably the gearbox. So, sorry, the light's bouncing off the gear knob. So as you can see, my 192 has a 5-speed box in. The 231s will have a 6-speed box in. So that's first giveaway. The 6-speed gearboxes are pretty weak. And I know a few, like from a few RX8s I've seen, is the some of the 231s have had 5-speed boxes swapped into them. Personally, I've driven one with a 231 with a 5-speed box in, and they do drive much better with the original 6-speed box in it, despite it being a bit weaker. So just watch out for that if you go and have a look at an RX8. Yeah, the 231s are meant to have a 6-speed box in them. So that's first giveaway, is the 192 is a 5-speed, the 231's a 6-speed. The other giveaway is probably down here, is the foot pedals in a 231 will have chrome pedals, and the 192s just have these rubber pedals. So yeah, if you're getting a 231, it has like aluminium pedals. So that's a giveaway for a 231, and this one is probably the most obvious giveaway. Oh, one of my keys. So if you look at the dials, turn the dials on, the rev limit on a 192 is just above 7,000 RPM, like you can see, and the one on the 231 is just above 9,000 RPM. So that's a dead giveaway, that one. That's probably the most solid piece of evidence you need to look at. But yeah, so that's I will explain why the rev limits are so, like 2,000 RPM is a lot of revs. So I will explain when I go under the bonnet why that is. But yeah, that's everything for inside. I will jump outside now and we'll show you the difference under the from the outside. From the outside, looking at it from the front, one of the giveaways is the 192s. The bumper is just totally smooth underneath the headlight. The reason behind that is because they just have normal halogen headlights. The 231s came with xenon headlights, and by UK law you have to have headlight washers with xenon headlights. So under the 231 headlights there is like a little square in the bumper, and then basically the washer comes out of there and sprays up at the headlight. So if it's got that little square under the headlight, it's definitely a 231. The other thing is, obviously mine has the 18-inch wheels on because it's a special edition, but if it's got 17-inch wheels on, it's definitely a 192. Yeah, so all if it has 17-inch wheels on, it's definitely a 192. All the 231s came with 18-inch wheels, but obviously not all the 192s came with 17s, so don't read into that too much. So under the bonnet, basically you want to pop the engine cover off, and the difference between a 192 and a 231 is basically a 192 is a 4-port engine and a 231 is a 6-port engine. What that means is the 231 has 2 extra intake ports. So when you look at a 231, this blank space isn't here. It has another plastic pipe that runs out of here and down there and out the other side as well, and they feed the extra 2 intake ports. And basically what that does is lets more air into the engine, so it can feed more. Basically it can take more air, which is why the rev limit is 9,000 rpm. The only issue with that is all your power is in the top end on a 231, like really high up in the rev range, because obviously it opens those extra 2 intake ports higher up in the rev range. They're not open all yeah, so basically it has a lot more power higher up, and obviously revs higher, but the torque in a 192 is a bit more evenly spread out throughout the rev range. So yeah, if you go to have a look at a 231, it will have the extra 2 pipes coming out each side of the intake port. Obviously if you've just got 2, it's a 192. And yeah, basically that's why the 192 has a lower rev limit, because it can't get as much air in as a 231. So yeah, I think that's everything. There's nothing else to mention that I can think of. If I've missed something out, make sure you drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. If there's anything that you can think of that I've missed off the list of things that differentiate the 192 from the 231, then drop it in the comments below. Obviously I've only had an RX8 for a couple of months, so I don't know absolutely everything there is to know about them yet. I do know quite a few people that have them, so I do pick up a lot of knowledge from them. And I know a couple of like rotary engine like specialists and stuff that I've talked to a lot. So I have picked things up over the years, but obviously I haven't actually owned one for very long. And I have had an RX7, so it is fairly similar, but there is a lot of differences between the two as well. So yeah, obviously if I've missed something out, just drop it in the comments below. The idea behind these videos is to kind of like help each other out, spread a bit of knowledge basically, and try and prevent so many of them dying and getting scrapped, because they are awesome cars. Like, they're absolutely crazy good value for money, really. They handle so well, like out of the box, just even as a standard car, they're so good. And yeah, it's just cool to help each other out. So if there's anything you want to know about the RX8, drop it in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer it. If there's anything you'd like me to see, like me to do a video on, then drop that in the comments below. And I will try to do as many videos as I can on the RX8 before I have to get rid of it.
because unfortunately I can't keep it forever. Once my Skyline comes back, I will have to unfortunately sell the car, basically just because I don't have the room for it unless I can sort something out before that happens. So yeah, if there's anything you want to see me do videos of, make sure you drop it in the comments. I'll try to do as many as I can before I have to sell the car. And yeah, thanks for watching. If it helped you out, make sure you give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more RX8 content, and catch you in the next video. Peace out.